Oh, damn. We're in trouble now.
Hi. If you're listening to this, you are on our podcast. So thanks. Also, too, it is just going to be Mom and I today. Brandon is taking a mental health day. And so, Mom, you're going to have to entertain me again.
So it's basically you, me, and Indy.
Mm-hmm.
So
you, me, and Dupree.
Yes. So, and if you don't know who Indy is the new puppy that we've been talking about.
Mm-hmm.
That life just kind of unfolds how life does.
Yeah.
And we ended up getting her about a week and a half earlier than we had anticipated.
Yeah, we were planning the 27th, picked her up on Thursday.
Yes.
And she's been with us for 3 days.
Yes.
And
Yeah, and she's in case you're all wondering what kind of dog she is a pit bull / velociraptor.
Yeah.
And the thing is that the funny thing is this is actually take 2 of our podcast.
Yeah.
Because Indy came along and she's like, ooh, cords. Yeah. And it totally just decimated.
Tried taking the laptops with her.
Yeah. It just kind of made sure that she knew that we knew she was here.
Yeah. That
would be her wanting to have some lap time.
Yeah. No, so she's a cool little dog. Quick, smart, super, super smart. And it's been really interesting. It's been challenging, obviously. That's, I think, one of the reasons why Brandon's taking a mental health day is because he had to watch her all day yesterday. And are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. And, basically it's hard. It's hard getting a new dog after we've had Liberty for so long. I mean, that's really the dog that Brandon grew up with. We got her when he was, like 13, 14.
Yeah, because Liberty was 13 when she passed.
13 minus 29. So, no, there's no way. It had to have been. I don't know. If for some reason, whenever I think about Liberty, I always picture Brandon so much younger. Maybe it's because he's got a baby face.
Yeah.
But so we've had him for a long time, and it's hard getting a new dog, especially after Liberty. And he had come over and he had tried to do the podcast, and he was definitely doing it more for us than it was for himself. And he was just saying that, because I was in North Carolina at the time, it was up to Brandon and my mom to help Liberty cross over, and Brandon had to watch Liberty be put down, and it was really, really hard for him because he had like I said, grew up with Liberty for so long. And I think it was, I think he's still grieving. And I think Natasha mentioned this yesterday when we were messaging, but I think Brandon was a little bit more adamant about waiting till August, but I don't think that time would have made his grieving any better or worse.
No, not at all. I mean, it's like I was thinking, it's like, it was funny because like I said, we had planned on waiting until the 27th to getting her. That was the original plan. Then the place or the person that we got her from asked if we could come get her early. So I was actually at the pet store that morning, not knowing that we were picking her up that afternoon. And I was, I was shedding tears over Liberty, and that's just the whole thing. It's like sometimes giving time to heal, it's one of 2 things. Either you're going to heal or you're just going to spiral into depression. Mm-hmm. And I definitely found myself spiraling into depression. To me, it didn't really matter if I waited until June, July, August next year. The emotions weren't going to change.
Yeah. Well, because the dog itself, like the physical being of the dog would remind Brandon of Liberty. I mean, it's super easy to do, the way that she hops and runs and things like that. It would just bring up emotions. And sure, yeah, like waiting a couple extra months might help, but I think Brandon would still be as upset as he was yesterday,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like time isn't going to change that.
Yeah. Because I would even say I fell in the same boat, right? Because I was telling Natasha, obviously I was the one that was like, yeah, we can get the dog whenever. And we got the dog, and, seeing the idea of getting a new dog really hurt, I don't say it hurt my feelings, but it, made me sad because, Liberty was our dog. But, the more time I spend with her, the more I realize it's she's completely different. And for me to judge this new one based on Liberty, it would be unfair for the new puppy.
Yeah, you know what? And truthfully, the ultimate thing that really kind of makes me a little sad is like, again, I mean, we're in a scenario where we should be happy and celebrating, but we're not.
Sure.
You know, instead of being like, wow, this is really cool, we have a new puppy, we're beating ourselves up because we feel like we've, moved on past Liberty.
Yeah.
And it's I mean, and truthfully, and I don't mean to be harsh, but it's getting to the point where it's like, I don't want to continue to have our loss overshadow our new dog. It's just not fair to her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree with
and
you.
it's like, I mean, I don't date. I'm not planning on having somebody significant in my life, and this dog will be playing a major role in my life.
Correct.
And it just, I just want to make sure that it starts off in a positive way.
Yeah. I mean, like Brandon's not living at the apartment. I'm traveling and, I'm moving and things like that. Like I'm away from the house a lot. So this dog is ultimately, your companion.
Yeah.
And I think, and it's unfortunate that, that it brings up so many emotions, but I think in the long run, it's, she's going to be a great dog.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm not saying that, nobody's allowed to feel their emotions.
Sure.
But, it just doesn't, I don't know. I mean, like I was going to say, it just gets to the point where you're going to everybody needs to realize that whether it's today or 6 months from now, the emotions are going to be felt. Mm-hmm. So
also people just need to grow up. I mean, I was upset, and then I saw the dog and we got the dog. I'm like, okay, well, this is the next chapter of our life. I'm going to enjoy the time in the puppyhood, while it's there. But to be like, I'm not going to love you because I still miss my other dog, it's unfair for a puppy.
Yeah. You know what? And it's funny because it's not really funny, but it's like me sitting in the middle looking at both you and Brandon, how you're handling the situation. Mm-hmm. It's like, on one hand, you have remorse because you weren't here and you couldn't say goodbye to Liberty. Yeah. And so you're kind of holding on to that, where Brandon was here and was in the room when we let her cross. And that's holding him back. Yeah. So it's kind of, for me, I'm like, well, I got, I kind of got like a no-win situation kind of.
Well, it's not that you're in a no-win situation. It's just, I think Brandon and I think we both got put outside of our comfort zones. Mm-hmm. Brandon was forced to take on that responsibility, and I was forced to kind of sit by the sidelines and watch, which is completely different than how I think we both would be more comfortable. Like I was always mentally prepared to be in the room with Liberty as she passed over, and I think Brandon was always mentally prepared to be like, oh, okay, let me know how it goes, kind of thing. But it's good. I mean, this is how you build. This is how you build more as a person, right? Brandon was thrown into an uncomfortable situation and had to overcome, and he did. He did the best he could, and now he just needs to move on.
Right, and like I said, in the same token, it's like we can all find something to beat ourselves up over, and we can all find something to be like, you know what, I would really like to be happy at this moment, but I'm going to hold on to this. Yeah. And it's just like losing anybody. It's, we have we have a whole lot of people that we've lost that we love. Yeah. And it comes to the point where it's like, would this person want me to be living this sad? Sure. And Barbu always used to say, and I'll say it again, but she used to say, dying is easy and being left behind is hard. Yeah. And that's exactly how it was with Liberty.
Yeah. That's the truth. Yeah. It's rough.
She did her job. She was in our family for 13 years and she was a good dog. Yeah. But that doesn't mean that our life has to stop. Yeah. And we can't be like, I'm going to rob myself of my happiness today because of this, situation.
Yeah. I mean, it's the truth too. And like, we're definitely a family that like she's in the other room. Sorry. We definitely don't express our feelings a whole lot. Like we definitely suck on it. Like if we had a report card, our ability to share feelings is like F, but we are getting better. Maybe it's a D-, but so we are getting better. But I think, we feel a lot of emotions. Like Brandon feels, I think out of all of us, I think he feels emotions the hardest. Mm-hmm. When he loves something, he really loves something. When he's sad, he's really sad. He's completely on the other side of the spectrum. But I think, And I think honestly too, the more time he spends with the dog and the more time, he kind of like is over here, I think it's going to be better it's going to help him kind of overcome and grow from it.
Yeah.
Also too, I mean, like you and I, we both have tattoos for Liberty. We both that was our kind of way of like, saying goodbye. Brandon hasn't really officially, I don't think, said goodbye yet.
Right.
Or maybe Brandon's still holding on to the resentment of being in that room, as she passed.
Yeah. I mean, I told him he didn't have to be there.
Yeah. No,
I gave him the option of.
No, but okay, but like there was no option for Brandon. He had to be there, And I think you given him an out, and I think that was nice. But there's no way I don't think he would have left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I'm just saying, and the whole thing that we're talking about, this whole subject that we're talking about, can be taken in so many different aspects and put into so many different situations in life. I mean, it's like if you're in a marriage and your marriage fails, you feel like a failure and you hold on to that. It's just basically it's like, I mean, I have to just kind of just be like, that would be her trying to break into the fireplace. But yeah, no, I just, it's, to me, it's really important at this point that, I just don't want, it's not fair to her to have it being so overshadowed of her predecessor.
Yeah. And like we were saying that like this dog doesn't really have big shoes to fill because it's a different dog.
Yeah.
It's not we're not putting her into Liberty's role. We're putting she's in her own category.
That was one of my fears of getting a pit bull.
Yeah.
Because she is going to have a lot of the same characteristics as Liberty.
But that would have been, I mean, the same feelings I think would have been regardless of breed.
Yeah.
I think we're just more comfortable with the pit bull.
Yeah, I forgot that she's absolutely a very small land shark.
Yeah, no, she definitely feels with her teeth.
Yeah.
She does. Mike's got a Belgian Malinois, and he says they give him teeth hugs, which is pretty accurate.
Yeah.
But no, she's a great dog. I really, really, really like her. And so we were supposed to get her on next Monday, which would give us plenty of time for our tattoos because we got tattooed yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of got, obviously with her getting it now, kind of threw a wrench and everything. And we were going to bring her with us to LA. And I'm very thankful we didn't because that would have been a nightmare.
Yeah, both Austin and Adam.
Graham and Adam.
Yeah, well, Adam was he was like, oh, I thought you were bringing her.
Oh, you mean Austin and Adam? Yeah, they were looking forward to seeing her because we had messaged them being like, hey, like, listen, like we have a dog now. We have nobody to watch her. So can we bring her? And they were like, yeah, totally. And I'm glad we didn't because there was a flash sale going on. There's 3 people who tattoo in Austin's shop, and 2 of them are doing a flash sale. And that basically is they have pre-drawn tattoos, and people go in, and they literally only tattoo those pre-drawn tattoos. And so people, I think they did like 11 that day.
Yeah.
And so there's constantly...
And they were still going when
they were still going, yeah. So there's people constantly walking in and out of the shop, and usually there's only about 5 people there.
Well, yeah, because it's a appointment-only shop.
Yeah.
They don't take walk-ins.
Mm-hmm.
So the energy was very energized.
Yeah.
It was there was a lot of people there. There was a lot of things
Doors
going.
were open, just random strangers. It would have been overstimulating for the dog. So Brandon, it was actually interesting. We were going to do it. And then that morning, Brandon messaged me and he was like, hey, I'm all done with my thing. Like, did you want me to watch the dog? And I was like, yeah, dude, that'd be huge. And so you knew he kind of didn't want to, but you knew that he wanted to step up into that role. Yeah. And he came over and watched the dog for about 9-10 hours, which is really, really good.
Yeah.
And so he's just burnt out. So.
Yeah, no, and it's totally understandable. I mean, it's just like, for me personally, I don't think that there was ever going to be a time that, like I said, there was never going to be a right time.
Yeah, there's never like, oh, okay, cool, August 13th, that's the day.
Yeah.
Like, it's never going to be like that.
And we were going to wait until August, but again, life happens and you're heading back to England and,
But there wasn't any time, like I think waiting wouldn't have done anything.
No.
You were ready for a dog, and I'm open to the idea. Brandon, I think Brandon just, he's always kind of beat to this.
Yeah, but drum. On the same aspect, Robert, even like when we were going to pick her out, it was a really hard emotionally for you.
Yeah.
So it's again, like I keep on saying, it's like, I just don't want that feeling to overshadow our experience. Yeah. I don't want to look back in a year and be like, oh, too bad we didn't enjoy that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's definitely not the case. Now that, she's here and she's home, she's her own dog and, she's got her own personality and it's been an enjoyable experience, She's a good dog. She's already potty trained. It's the wildest thing.
Yeah.
You know, she basically like, I don't know if it was because her parents were like outside dogs and she just feels more comfortable going to the bathroom outside, but like she's had minimal accidents.
Minimal. And like last night we had the door shut because usually we have the back door open.
Yeah.
It's just kind of how we always were with Liberty. She could come and go as she wanted. But last night the back door was shut because it was a little chilly and she actually like went and like tap,
Pawed
tap.
at it.
Yeah. Tap, tap, let me out. And then went outside and went to the bathroom.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I mean, and that's just the thing is that she is so smart and she's going to be so big, you know, and I understand that, you know, like the training and everything and you've been really instrumental in like your ideas and it's been really helpful.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything, I mean, because that's the thing though, is like, because she's a puppy, she's literally like a blank slate and how we interact with her and our mannerisms and what, you know, the way we kind of go about training her is really going to develop her as a dog. Yeah. Really? Because there's no such thing as a bad dog, it's just bad owners.
Right. The only issue or concern that I'm having right now is like she gets really wound up. Yeah. To the point where it's like she's like, and it's very reminiscent of like a kid who needs a nap, but is like so wound up they can't take a nap.
That's a very accurate description.
And I personally, and I don't know if you have any ideas or if you've researched this, but I need to figure out how to diffuse that situation.
Yeah. And I think, honestly, maybe a crate training her would be really good because she knows that when she's in the crate, it's like, okay, cool, like calm down time. Yeah. You know, because right now she went in the other room. Oh. There's all this stimulation she has. Everything's new. Everything's exciting. Everything's like, you know, she's still learning. You know, she learns with her mouth. And so she's learning what's acceptable, what's not acceptable, what this is, what's that, you know, what's that not, and things like that. And so, you know, she's still learning. And I think having a crate or something like that for her to like decompress in would be super big because she likes sitting under the table. She likes sitting under my desk. She enjoys the like being under some sort of structure. And I think a crate would be really, really good in terms of, you know, pretty for her. And, you know, it would help us too when we decide to like leave the house. We know that she's not going to hurt herself. She knows she's not going to hurt any of our stuff. You know, everybody wins. Yeah. And I was actually thinking like maybe having like one specific toy that she really likes. Yeah, that's exactly it. And because she gets, you know, I mean, eventually like she's going to get bored of these toys. And so like, that's why dogs are always excited for a new toy because it's something new. Yeah. So I'm thinking like this particular toy, we won't keep down and she doesn't get access to it all. Or like, even like if, like I'm saying, like if I'm sitting there and she's getting wound up, I could be like, here's your special toy. Yeah, we can. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you know, but yeah, she's pretty cool. Again, I'm just glad that we didn't take her to Austin's. Yeah. And then we also too, we learned that some of our houseplants are toxic. Yeah, a lot of them apparently. So we have to get rid of a lot of our plants, especially a lot of them from outside. We have these giant bushes that are super, super poisonous. Which is an oleander. Yeah, oleander. We never really had to worry about it because Liberty was just, you know, super self-sufficient. Liberty was basically a human on 4 legs. And we're just watching her. We're watching the puppy in the other room right now, just kind of like adventure. She's super curious. Yeah. But you know what? I mean, I know we always paint Liberty into be like this saint, but I lost every single throw pillow. I lost 2 bean bags. A couple of couches. She would move the couches across the house. Yes. I would come home. She'd chew the door frames. Yeah. Freedom is the one that chewed the stairs. Yeah. Freedom's chewed the stairs. She chewed the banister on the stairs. So she would eat all our socks. So like every dog has its challenge, right? Yeah. You know, so it's not like, oh my God, Liberty was this like super wonderful. Cause it's easy to remember all the good times with Liberty. It's hard to, you know, Liberty was also kind of difficult to potty train. Yeah. Well, the thing is too, it's like, I mean, because I've been sober now for 8 years? You've been sober now for 9. Yeah. So for us, we really remember Liberty in our sober days. And by that time, she was already 7. So it's like, oh, wow. You know, I was blacked out the first 7 years of your life, but you're a really good dog. Yeah, no, it's a challenge, but it's fun. It's cool. Yeah. So, yeah. I like your tattoo. Well, thank you. Yeah, it really hurt. Yeah, it's always it felt. It's weird because like you think like your leg or your calf would be no problem, but the calf tattoo is probably one of the more painful spots in my body. Like, so I had a real thin strip like right up the back of my calf.
So Austin did a really cool butterfly design all the way up the back of my calf, going extremely close into the back of my knee.
Yeah.
And so it was like hot magma being poured on my leg the entire time. But once I kind of moved to my side and he did the rose, I could actually close my eyes and just kind of, yeah.
It's hard when some of the times the tattoo is so painful, you try to like go to your happy place and you just can't.
No.
You literally are focused, like hyper focused on wherever part is getting tattooed.
Yeah, it's almost like you close your eyes and you can just see white light. You can't find the door.
Yeah, it's exactly it. Yeah. So it's kind of rough. Mine was super simple. Mine was a cakewalk.
Yeah.
Literally, like, because I got my outside of my arm tattooed and it was the easiest thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
I was just having a good time. I was giggling. Like, it was no worries. But I'm really glad I did my chest first because like now everything is like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, whatever. Yeah, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. So I'm done with my calf sleeve. There's no more room. And I'm really, really very pleased that my process is done. I do have one more appointment, but I'm giving that one to Brandon. So then that way Brandon can go get his hands done. I actually gave him one of Brian's appointments and then I gave him one of Austin's. So because Brian's moving, he's moving to Chicago and Austin's books are closed. Yeah. So, I think
you're pretty tattooed up. Like,
oh yeah, I got nothing to come.
Yeah. You were like, I'm good on tattoos for a while.
Oh, very much so. Yeah. It's truthfully, and I never really thought I would get to this point, but yesterday when I was laying there, I'm like, you know what? I've been getting tattooed so frequently. It's almost losing its,
Okay.
I wouldn't say charm, but you know how it's like you look forward to a vacation?
Yeah.
It's losing that. So I want to take a hiatus.
Yeah.
So then that way the next time I get tattooed, it's going to be like, wow, this is really cool.
Yeah,
I haven't been tattooed in a really long time.
Yeah. That's understandable. Yeah. Cause we have 4 appointments with Austin this year. And you have what, 2 appointments or 3 appointments with Brian this year. Yeah. So it's a lot of tattoos in 12 months.
Yeah, no, I mean, the reason that I have them again, it's because Brian's moving and I want to be able to, finish my work. And then, like I said, Austin is so hard to get into. Yeah. I just need to make sure that he knows that because we're on his waiting list.
Yeah, he already knows. Yeah.
That only you're on his waiting list.
I'll text him.
Yeah, if you could, because I don't want him to hold off on being like, oh, I only have one spot open and I can't tattoo one without the other.
I think he knows that. That's why you gave away your other appointment.
Well, yeah, but he might not know that I don't have something else in mind.
Okay. Yeah. Which, thankfully, because each tattoo artist has its own style of tattooing and they're so different from, tattoo artist to tattoo artist. Thankfully, I'm in a position where after August and I have no more appointments with Austin, I can kind of just take a break and only get tattooed by Austin. So I don't have to make any appointments. I have to worry about, finding another artist. I'll be like, yeah, dude, whenever there's time. Yeah.
Because that's definitely something I think once I kind of just, settle in and can be like, hey, it's 2023, put me on your waiting list. And then we can slowly but surely build a back sleeve or something like
absolutely. That. I like Austin. He's a cool cat.
Yeah, he's all right.
Did you figure out how old he was?
30.
Yeah, 30. I asked him.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
That's what I was thinking he was right about that age. Yes.
What's
go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just it's weird because he definitely is an older soul.
Yes.
He's got a lot of life experience, but you can you forget how old he is. He's almost timeless.
Yeah. Yeah. No. And then he was saying that he ran into somebody who actually knew me.
Yeah.
Because they saw him on one of my TikToks.
Yeah, they were talking about you and she didn't know that he tattooed you. And so she was just bringing it up and she's like, oh yeah, it's some so-and-so and so-and-so. I forget her name, but it's gray and
tattoo.
Yeah, tattoos. And he was like, oh yeah, no, I know her. Yeah, she's my friend. And I think, honestly too, it's interesting to talk to Austin because obviously he's my tattoo artist, but also I would consider him my friend. And I think he thinks the same way towards us. And it's really interesting to hear him talked about other people and how they almost use him for his tattoo abilities.
Yeah.
It's got to be really hard for him as a person to maybe develop that friendship because he doesn't know if somebody's wants to be his friend or if somebody's using him
for as an ulterior motive
for his artwork. Yeah, exactly. And so that'd be mentally very tiring. I'm sure that's the same with you. People are like, oh yeah, hey, how's it going? Hey, also can you promote my product?
Yeah.
Or hey, can you give me some money?
Yeah. What was really weird? It's in the beginning, like when I was working in the office, people who were really rude to me before I, exploded on TikTok, all of a sudden they'd be like, hey, they'd email me. They'd be like, hey, look at you. This is amazing. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, the last conversation we had, you were a fucking shithead.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be nice to you now,
Yeah, people's true colors are pretty relevant.
Yeah. Yeah. But when Austin was saying that reminded me of what Dante used to say.
Oh, really?
Dante was very much like, people come up and will be completely fake, just trying to get something out of them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the truth.
And it's funny because I look at Austin more as just being Austin instead of Austin, this incredibly famous tattoo guy.
Yeah. I mean, I when I think of Austin too, I think of, because Austin is, I figured this out yesterday when I was getting tattooed by him, but Austin is the only other person in the whole world who apparently I hug correctly or hug well.
Oh, the way that your guys' faces beam, it's like, I'm like, they look like they're on a date.
Yeah, no, it definitely. We took prom photos yesterday because Natasha had mentioned that, and Natasha and Austin are the only two people who I hug, apparently correctly. So it's him and Natasha, or her and Natasha. No, it's him and Natasha. Yeah, and she likes like looking at our photos that I send her because she was like, you don't smile. I've never seen you smile so big before with anybody else
except those pictures of you and
her. I have this huge grin on my face whenever I'm with Austin. He's
it's like and then it's funny. It's like, and then I'll take a picture with him and he's like, Shmeh.
Yeah, he's like,
oh, I guess this is okay.
And then he's a good dude. He cracks me up.
Yeah. So today is Sunday and the podcast is coming out on Monday, but today is Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day to everybody out there. I forget it's Father's Day because, my dad passed away.
Yeah.
And you forget it's Father's Day because
I don't have one.
Because you don't have one.
Yeah.
I mean, you biologically have one.
There has to be somebody somewhere who's my dad.
Yeah.
But it's weird though, because I was telling Natasha this, but like, if he was to walk down the street, I would have no idea that he'd be my dad, which is the craziest thing to think of because we don't even look alike.
No, you look.
I look more like Papa than anything. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just weird.
I don't know. I mean, to me, it's like, it's just. I had all of the best intentions for having a good little family that just did not play out.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird because I don't know. Yeah, I remember I telling you that I posted a picture of Natasha and I while I was in England, and he had followed me, and then my dad had followed me, and then commented, "Great picture," and like. There are so many other strangers in this world who have commented something better. Like it was super alien. Like, I mean, he's no different than any other stranger on the internet who comments on my photos. It's the weirdest thing. I want to go check on her. Yeah.
It was weird because when you're like, hey, you know what? He follows me on Instagram and we're looking for the puppy and Robert found her. He's coming back in and there she goes. So yeah, like even when you're like, hey, you know what, he follows me and he mentioned me on the photo. Yeah. It's weird because instantly like my stomach sank.
Yeah. You know what, it's weird is that I think it really upset Natasha more than, it absolutely upset Natasha more than me. Yeah. Because I'm so indifferent to it. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, it's really weird.
Yeah. See, for me, it was like, instantly I'm like, I must protect my child.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, no, he's an adult. You know, you can take care of yourself.
Sure. And like, I've thought about it and like, obviously like, it's weird to like not have a dad, but like if he was to honestly, truthfully from the bottom of his heart, if he was just to message me and be like, hey, like, I'm sorry about, how things went down, would you, like, I know you don't really need a father, you're kind of past that, but, do you need a friend? I'd be like, absolutely, 100%. I would have no problem. If he was to hit me up tomorrow, I would have no problems with meeting him for lunch. Yeah. Because I I'm old enough to know, like, I'm a big enough person too, to be like, you know what, like, like, I'm sure you had your reasons for not being a part of my life. That's whatever, like, I don't need a dad, but but if you want to be my friend, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. See, but I mean, and I think that that's really cool, but I also do think that if he were to reach out to you and be like, hey, we want to have lunch, you would expect him to be a different person. You know what I mean?
No,
he can't come to you as a shitty person.
Well,
being
yeah.
like,
I mean, I wouldn't meet him if I thought that it'd be the same thing, because he'd be like, hey, you want to meet for lunch? And then he would change plans last second.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, sorry. Like, I forgot I have a thing, and then go golfing or something.
Hey, champ, your mom's a shithead. I was a really good dad to you. And she kept you from me.
So but also too, like if he was to actually hit me up and actually message me, then I would have to assume something had changed, because there's been decades without talking to him. So if he was to hit me up out of the blue and be like, hey, listen, like, sorry about the past 30 years. Like, do you want to, bury the hatchet kind of thing? I'd be like, yeah, okay, sure. Excuse me, I got to burp. I'd be like, I'd absolutely do it. Cause I have no ill will, like it was not that I was like absent of a father, because I found my father figures in other people other than my father. Right. Which is the weirdest thing, whether it be my grandpa, who I really looked up to, or Dante, who I really looked up to. I found influential male figures in my life without having it be my own father. So like I don't need a dad. I've already, that ship's already sailed. But if he wants to be my friend, if he wants to be a part of my life, I have no ill will. Yeah. There's no resentment. So yeah. They were saying that Father's Day is the 20th most favorite holiday. It's 20th. I don't even know 20 other holidays.
Groundhog's Day.
It's got to be higher than Father's Day.
Yeah, the holiday for the trees.
Yeah, it goes Mother's Day, and then it goes Christmas, and then it's like, Halloween, Thanksgiving, like all those other ones. And it's like, Arbor Day is like 17th.
Yeah, I like those groundhogs.
Yeah, Columbus Day is like 19th. Yeah. Like Columbus Day beats Father's Day. It's wild.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's like you know what? If you want to go check on her, she's found the sprinklers.
Oh, good.
Which we might have to get a cover for that.
Yeah, we might have to.
Because the last thing I need for her to do is chew up all my sprinklers. Because she's just like a little raptor.
She's just curious.
Yeah.
She's in the development stage of like, hey, what's food? What's not food? What can I bite? What can't I bite? And because she doesn't have hands, she just feels with her teeth. Yeah.
And they're just extremely sharp.
They're just a little.
And
pointy.
like your office is just like.
Oh, it's a candy cave for her.
Yeah.
She gets super excited. She went in there for like 30 seconds and already chewed through like $50 worth of lights.
Oh yeah, she just dives right underneath the couch where all the cords are, and it's just, you could just hear rampage going on under there.
Malicious intent.
Yeah. But so no, I never want to poo-poo the idea of you having a relationship with your dad. I'm just saying that, and I'll just say it one more time and then I'll move on. Okay. If you're going to have a relationship with him, you just need to make sure he's not a shithead.
Well, I'm a different person than the last time I saw him, right? The last time I saw him, I was like 12 and impressionable. Yeah. I'm a different person now too. So, like I said, if he's going to hit me up, he's going to be a different person. I'm already a different person. I'm secure enough in my like life progression to not be affected by him. Yeah. So. Okay.
Well, like I said, that's all I'm.
And I think also too. I think I think the idea really scares you, of like dad reaching out to me.
Well, it's nothing positive has ever been associated with your father. Yeah. It's like I get zero warm feelings. Mm-hmm. I see a picture of him and my blood curdles. Yeah, it's fair. It's understandable. And it's just because it's just a legacy of hurt. Yeah. And to me, it's like, yeah, people absolutely can change. Mm-hmm. And it would be really nice if he did for if for nobody else but for himself. Yeah. So, but what I'm saying is like, I know people can change because I have changed, and it would be really, if what I'm saying is if he had any sort of change in him, then yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
What?
She wants in my lap.
Big fat head. Natasha says I'm mean to her because I call her fat head.
Well, that's not a very nice thing to call somebody.
She has a fat head.
It says the pumpkin head.
Oh yeah. Also too, we didn't keep it in this last podcast, but Natasha had measured herself, and she's also 5'2". I've measured you. You're like 5'2" and like 1/4, and we've come to the conclusion that it's just your head that's bigger. So you are taller strictly just because you have a bigger head.
That is not true.
You have a big head.
No, I have a big head, but you make it sound like I have like ginormo head.
Well, I think it's going to be so interesting when she comes here to like see you guys side by side, because one of you has to be lying. Somebody's tape measure has to be
Well, the thing is that I wear, platform dot mark. Yeah. All of my shoes have platforms. Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just because you're always in heels kind of thing. And Natasha usually wears like Converse.
Yeah. 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 So no, she
Maybe.
I like my little
Yeah.
platforms.
I'm excited for her to come out. We was talking about it. It was weird too because we had mentioned that she had never seen a California sunset, which is wild to think.
Now, do
But-
they have beaches like where she's
Yeah,
at?
but they're not great.
Are they more like the Oregon coast? Like the cliffs and the.
I don't know. I've never seen the coast. I just know they're not a desirable place to live. Like whereas like here, the beaches are like the prices are like quadrupled what they would be inland. I think it's like so over there.
Really?
Yeah. Well, because it's all stormy and like foamy and not great.
Foamy.
I don't know. I've never seen.
Somebody put Dawn dishwashing soap
I've
in the
never heard
ocean.
anybody say anything positive about the London seaside or the England coast.
I think I've seen a couple of scary movies, and there's always like a manor on the cliff or something.
Yeah, which is not positive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it reminded me of a movie called The Ghost and Mrs. Muir.
Yeah.
Yeah. They actually made a TV series out of that.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I just aged myself.
There you go. Yeah, no. It's it'd be interesting. It's gonna be really fun to have her out here.
Yeah, because you're going again. You're going in September.
Going in September for 3 weeks, so that means we have to start backlogging. I think we should start in the beginning of August.
Yeah.
You know, just backlogging podcasts. So this way, hopefully, if we do enough, you guys won't even need to do any by yourselves.
Yeah.
You know, so.
I mean, I think Brendan and I did pretty good.
Yeah, you guys did great. You guys just shit talked me, but yeah, no, you did great.
Well, yeah, because, since Brendan's not here, we shall shit talk him.
Yeah.
Mental health day or not, you get shit talked.
Yeah. His poop smells.
Huh?
So he has smelly farts.
Yeah. So because when you were gone, we played Who Knows Robert Best.
Yeah.
And some of the questions that we asked.
We'll do the blue side, because didn't you guys do the green side last time?
No, because we never gave him the answers.
Oh, okay.
So, see, because the podcast that we read the answers is the
That's
one
right,
that had technical difficulties.
Yeah.
So the one of the questions that we asked about you is, do I snore, sleepwalk, or sleep talk? And we all agreed that you snore.
Yeah, but I don't snore.
Yes, you do.
Because Natasha said I barely even snored. If I snored, I snore for like 5-10 minutes.
Okay, well, you snore in America.
This one time I was snoring, she poked me in the face.
Well, there you
Because
go.
I fell asleep on the couch and she was poking me in the jaw or something. And she was like, "You've been snoring." I was like, "Okay."
Okay, you just said you don't snore. Then you said she poked you.
Yeah, but I don't
because
snore.
You do
I don't snore enough for me to classify under one of these things. That'd be the equivalent of like, "Oh yeah, no, I golf." And you're like, "Dude, you golfed once like 5 years ago." You're like, yeah, well,
but you still technically golf.
Yeah, so I have golfed. Okay, so I have snored.
There you go.
That doesn't mean that I actively
Well, I
snore.
will have to say.
Was I snoring the past couple of nights?
I don't know. I've been so tired.
Yeah.
I mean, my life just seems like it's just been on constant fast forward.
Definitely feels like we need a vacation soon.
Well, you are always on vacation.
No.
Yes. No, what I need is a couple of days of just staying at home.
Yeah.
Which I'm actually really looking forward to this.
Well, after Monday, after our vet appointment.
Yeah. Okay. So what would I spend my perfect day doing? I said you would like go surfing in the morning and hiking in the afternoon.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
You know, there's a thing in California. I think they call it like I forget what they call it. It's something, but it's like you wake up in the morning, you go surfing, and then you hike in the afternoon, and then you go snowboarding in the evening.
Yeah.
Arian and Johnny have done that. I've never done it because I don't like snowboarding. I don't like snow.
Yeah. But yeah, because I mean, we're 45 minutes one way, 45 minutes the other.
Yeah, you can literally hike because you can surf in the morning and literally hike maybe about in like 10-15 minutes. There's some really good trails, especially in like Carlsbad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So another question was Target, Amazon, or Walmart? We both agreed Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon. That's my Achilles heel.
Yeah.
I ship stuff everywhere. Like I'm shipping. I don't know if I heard you or told you, but I shipped Tapatio sauce to Natasha's house. And I was gonna ship jelly, but a jar of like Welch's jelly, because they don't have jelly over there. It's like jam and it's gross. But it's like $15, and I'm trying to decide if it's worth it or not.
Well, we'll have to go to like World Market or something and get you small little jelly jams and
maybe, I don't know,
jelly
maybe,
jars.
Because I don't really want to bring it over there because I want her to try peanut butter and jelly in America.
Oh.
You know, so I don't really want to tempt her with the most delicious food ever, which is peanut butter and jelly. So.
And then another one, what's my Starbucks order? I said, Brandon said black tea. I said an Americano or a green tea lemonade.
Yeah, I would say it's a mixture between three. It's Pike's Place black, Americano black, or grande green tea lemonade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Apparently my lap is not big enough for her.
Yeah, you need more room.
Sorry. Hold on. Do you believe in aliens?
Yeah, I think so.
See, I said so. I just don't know if they look the way that TV says they look.
Aliens scare the shit out of me. Like the idea of there being aliens is plausible because like for as big as the universe is, there's no way we're the only ones. Also too, like there has to be better ones. And I don't know. I don't know what they would look like, but like it's scary to me. I think the idea of the unknown is what's scary. Like ghosts.
Yeah, because I heard you talking to Austin yesterday, and it's not like you're so scared of like the actual ghost, but you're scared of the anticipation of being scared.
Yeah, because I hate surprises, right? I hate not knowing. And I think what's scary about ghosts and aliens is the fact that somebody somewhere knows and I don't. And the anticipation is what gets me. Right. Like for if I was to see a ghost, I'd be like, oh, okay, cool, sup. But like if I was to like turn the corner and there it is, the anticipation of being scared is what's scary, not so much like what's there to scare me.
Yeah, you know what? Sometimes like when I'll wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, I will purposely not look down the hall.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I remember this one time when I had been maybe like 10, maybe about 12, 13, and there was a commercial where something was kind of like crab walking backwards and its head was like the other way.
Yeah, it was like some
scary, like it wasn't a ring.
Like
but it was
the ring. Oh no, it was the one where it was in Japan.
Yeah. It was, okay, maybe let's put her down.
She almost got my coffee.
Yeah. It was, I don't know, it was something, but I remember it was like super scary. And so for the longest time, whenever I'd go to the bathroom, I'd be really afraid to open up the door to see if it was there. And I just don't like not knowing. I don't like surprises. Yeah,
I don't like the whole I love scary movies, but like the whole backwards crab walking thing always scares me.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's the anticipation of the unknown, I guess, is what's scary.
Yeah.
Although like people are afraid of like the open ocean. People are afraid of, I remember what I was going to talk about for this podcast, but I remember people are afraid of like space and the open ocean because it's the fear of the unknown. But I'm very calm in the open ocean. I reckon I would be super calm in space. Yeah. Because like it doesn't scare me so much more as like there's something out there that I don't know.
Yeah.
You know?
And then
like white sharks and stuff don't scare me, and whales don't scare me. I don't know.
Well, whales aren't scary.
Yeah, but like a blue whale is the largest animal or largest mammal in the world.
Sweet. They'll just be like.
Yeah, but its size is scary. You know, and like when they breach and they land, like it's a big thing. Okay, great.
See, I'm talking whale.
Yeah, you are.
Okay. And then the last question that we asked was, what mythical creature are you?
Yeah.
Brandon said Bigfoot.
Okay.
I said a centaur, but then I realized I was wrong. Okay. And the answer is a fawn.
If I had to choose, it would be a fawn. Half goat, half man. That sounds very Bert-like.
Yeah.
We were also, okay, so like not to segue or pivot, but Adam, the guy who tattoos in Austin's shop, always has really good outfits.
Yeah.
And and like getting tattooed is already a really cool experience already because I love Austin. I love getting tattooed. But it's always nice to go to see Adam and see like what kind of outfit he's wearing because it always inspires me to get something new. Because I would love to, because he wore really nice black straight-laced, I would say Levi jeans, and he had like beat up cowboy boots.
Yeah.
The cowboy boots look super sick.
Yeah, they were kind of like a suede.
Yeah, they were like a suede, kind of like really worn in boot.
Yeah. Now she's sleeping now. So what about some of those boots that are in my room that are yours? They're too small. Those black pair got to fit you. You used to wear those.
Yeah, the black pair might fit, but I would want like a brown contrasty boot color.
What I was thinking is you should try on a pair of like your maybe larger legged pants.
Yeah.
But with a pair of those boots and see,
Yeah, I'm trying to think. All my pants are really form fitting.
Yeah, you have a lot of straight leg, skinny leg jeans.
I'd probably have to get the boots and then get the pants to go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was thinking that if you ever want to go thrifting with me, there's always something cool.
Yeah, I would go
find.
with you. Yeah.
I would probably think and I know you're not really into road trips.
Yeah.
But like for the men's selection and like for the shoe selection, probably the best Goodwill I've seen so far has been the one in Brea, right down the street from Cal State
Cowboy
Fuller.
Boots in Brea?
Yeah, they had a really huge shoe section.
Okay.
Then I found that really cool, it's called Super Thrift in La Habra. That's not really a resale shop. That was more of a vintage store. And they had some really cool vintage pieces. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be interesting. I wonder when's the next time we're going to be in the LA area. Like, is it worth its own trip?
I mean, it's worth it. I mean, truthfully, anything like that to me is a YouTube. And so
I would go with you because I would really honestly I would like to take you to Cal State Fullerton, which is where I went to school or to college, and just kind of show you around the campus because I had spent so long there.
Yeah.
And there's so many positive, really, like really motivating memories and a lot of really cool things happened in my development of a person at Cal State Fullerton. And you've never been to the campus. And
No.
I'd really like to show you around the campus.
Yeah, even just driving by and talking about it on my YouTube, I had people be like, "Hey, I teach there. This is really cool."
Yeah.
And I mean, truthfully, and I know that sometimes you don't like adventures,
Yeah.
but we've been spending so much time going to LA, but there's like a huge Goodwill right there on the 71.
Yeah.
That
I'd go with. I would do it. I would do like a day trip with you, and we can hit like all like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once the dog gets a little bit more comfortable being in a crate and things like that. Yeah. I would go with you.
Yeah.
Maybe like sometime in July.
Yeah. Let's do that. And I mean, I'll definitely keep my eyes open for
like
you.
If you're out and about and if you see anything, let me know. But yeah, no, I'd go with you because, like I said, I'd love to show you the campus. It's a beautiful, beautiful campus.
I mean, truthfully, I would absolutely adore that because I mean, it is a part of your life that I didn't get to participate in very much.
Yeah.
And it's not because I was drinking the first part.
Yeah.
And then the second
it's just
part.
so far.
Yeah.
I would drive 2 hours to school, 2 hours there, 2 hours back every day. I'd have to leave at 4 a.m. And I really wanted to, because I'm the first person in my family to graduate from college, and I was really excited about walking, but that was a part in my life where I was a little bit more, I was free spirited, and so instead of walking in my graduation, I went backpacking in Yosemite, which I think is the best, a much better option. Yeah. But I still have my cap and gown. I've never even taken it out of the box.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's just always been you. You've never been one to be like, I want to do it normally. I want to do it my way and make it special in my way.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, I'd love to show you the campus.
Yeah, no, I think it would. I mean, truthfully,
show you my favorite bathrooms.
Yeah, it would be a really cool, and this the first Goodwill in Brea is literally like maybe 2 miles down.
Really? Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I can think of 3 that we could hit right away.
Okay.
And then maybe go have lunch or something.
Yeah, I know a lot of really good lunch spots around Cal State Fullerton.
You know where I really liked having lunch was that sandwich shop in Huntington Beach that you used to go to. Oh,
yeah, Sessions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll hit James up and see if he wants to come with us.
Yeah. Now, they had a vegetarian version. They had to have because I was
they absolutely did.
Yeah. And I just remember sitting there in like the little booth like right there in the window.
Yeah.
And, you know.
Yeah, we can absolutely go to Sessions. Yeah. It'd be awesome. Yeah, because I used to work right across the street at Surfline, and James used to meet me outside, and we would get sessions every Monday. Yeah. That was really cool.
Yeah, and we used to do a lot of it because he used to do a lot of the reporting. So when Huntington Beach would have like
beach cleanups or anything like that. Yeah, we spent a lot of time in Huntington Beach.
Yeah, and they would have like street fairs and stuff like that. Which you know what, I'm not too sure if they still do since COVID.
Yeah, they absolutely do.
Do they?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah. It's gotten bigger too. I've never taken you to my favorite acai bowl place there either.
Ooh, that would be
it's called Bonsai Bowl. It's really good.
Because I know like I did an adventure when you were in England and I went to the Orange County swap meet and there is no Orange County swap meet.
Yeah.
So, and you wanted one of those belts too.
Yeah, I would like a brown leather belt that's stamped with my name, and I don't know if I want it to be Bert or Bob.
Well,
I don't want Robert. I've never really been a big fan of being called Robert.
See, now here's the thing: is I just was where was that? Oh, I was getting groceries, and they're having the San Diego Fair this year.
Oh, cool!
They are having the Del Mar Fair. It should be like it might be going on now.
Really?
And what I was thinking, if you wanted to do,
it's late June. I've Googled this.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want, because it's already almost the 20th of June.
It is late June.
That's where Papa got all of his belts.
Really? I'd love to go back there. And the Del Mar Fair is really cool. I met, who did I meet there? What's his name? Who's the famous surfer who I really like? He went to Cardiff.
Yeah.
Rob Machado.
Yes.
I met Rob Machado there with Stranger.
Yes. Because remember when we went there with Kimmy and you had that frozen banana?
Yeah, you're right. June 8th to July 4th.
Yeah. And it was a little awkward moment with you and the banana.
Yeah, so I had just gotten back from Yosemite again. Different Yosemite trip. Was it different? No. Same trip. Because I had long hair.
Yeah, you did have long hair.
Yeah, so it was that Yosemite trip. I had not worn sunscreen or wore a hat.
Yeah.
And so I was so red. I remember that when I was so sunburnt, it was like peeling off like potato chips. But I remember that, yeah, we were there and I got a frozen banana. It was too frozen, so I was like gnawing on it.
I wouldn't call it.
I was trying to warm it up with friction.
Go ahead.
So
between you and Barbu and your frozen ice cream treats.
Barbu? What did Barbu do?
When I was like 14, 15, maybe, we went to McDonald's and we both got soft serve ice cream cones.
Yeah.
And we were right there on Encinitas Boulevard in El Camino Real. Okay. And I'm sitting there and I'm eating my ice cream, like lick. Barbu was fucking just deep throat.
This is my grandma we're talking about.
She was like unhinged.
Okay.
And no. And she's just like,
all right.
And she was just enjoying her ice cream. And I look over, I'm like, Mom. And then I look over at the guy in the next car.
It's don't talk about Barbu like this.
I'm like, Mom, can you please stop doing that to your ice cream? And she's like, what? Blah, blah, blah.
It's my Barbu.
So anyway, I mean, that's again. I mean, I would absolutely.
I would go with that. That sounds really fun.
Yeah, actually, if you want to do it this week, I mean, we got nothing else to do.
We have a dog. We have to crate train.
Crappity poops.
It's not until July 8th. I would rather probably go like the last week, just because there'll probably be less people because it will probably be burnt out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So. And then I believe it goes from there to Orange County.
Yeah, I mean Del Mar would be ideal just because it's closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, July 4th. She absolutely should be crate trained by then.
Okay. Yeah. And we wouldn't be like an all day thing. We would be more like, hey, I want to go have an ice cream and buy a belt.
You're gonna deep throat a banana and buy a belt.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't know if I'd want Bert or Bob, because I prefer being called Bert, but Bob sounds cooler. Bert Bob.
No, just
Bobbert?
get Bobbert.
Oh my God, I hate being called Bobbert.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's like, because I actually, I saw this really cool like belt like that on the Free People app. So I took out one of Papa's belts and I've been wearing that one.
Yeah, it'd be cool. Yeah, because I when Papa passed, I wore his belt for a long time, but he had worn his belt for so many years that it was like starting to like crease, and I would feel really, really bad if I had ever like broken it.
Yeah. Well, if for some reason if we don't make it down there on this one, we can go back to that swap meet that I found. That was across the street from the original swap meet that I found.
Yeah.
And they have those belts.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
I don't know if they would be able to stamp them.
Yeah, if not, I mean, I guarantee there's somebody around here with the lettering stamps, leather stamps. Patrick has it.
Oh, he does?
Oh, yeah, he's done. Yeah, he used to be really big into leather stamping.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I absolutely. But if I ask Patrick, it'll say like fuck or something. It would just
like
it would be completely
big dick or something.
Yeah, something really like, I love him, but he's, this one time we had been about 19, and he was saying, we were on our way to Jack in the Box, and he was saying something. And I was like, would I lie to those beautiful brown eyes? And he goes, my eyes are blue, asshole. And he has never let me forget that. Because I knew him. I just to like fuck with him. I knew his eyes were blue, and I said brown on purpose. And he was like super upset.
Yeah. Remember when he tried to outdrink Dante's friend from Europe?
Yeah. And he threw
from
up
Amsterdam.
Everywhere. Yeah. I remember I dented his truck, and I felt really bad about that.
Well, yeah, you should have.
He just got his truck. He was like, we're like 19, 20. Just got this brand new Chevy truck. And I was dicking around. I went to go jump in the back of the bed, and I dented it, a huge dent with my knee. And we were so poor, I couldn't afford to fix it.
Yeah.
And so I got one of those suction cup things. I just made it worse.
Of course.
Yeah, I feel really bad about that.
Okay, so Robert.
Yeah.
What historical figure would Brandon most like to chill with?
Hannibal Lecter? I don't know.
I don't think Hannibal Lecter is real. I'm thinking Abraham Lincoln.
No. Brandon would probably want somebody aggressive.
Like
Napoleon.
Oh, I was thinking like the
or Genghis Khan.
That's who I was thinking. Yeah. Okay, we'll go with Genghis Khan.
Brandon would absolutely no, because I don't know if Brandon likes horses, and Genghis Khan is all about horses.
He would be like riding on the back of the horse with Genghis Khan.
Yeah, I'd say that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who else.
I'm thinking like maybe like a really cool old actor like Frank Sinatra or
No. Definitely somebody more violent.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Dracula?
Yeah, Dracula.
Yeah,
probably.
I could see him going
bloodsuckers.
Yeah, I could see him going to Starbucks with Dracula.
Yeah.
What's his astrological sign?
He's a Pisces.
Yeah, he's the fish.
Yes, Pisces. Yes.
Okay, well, just.
Do you know Barbu was an Aries?
Yeah. Yeah, she was
March 21st, which is the first day of the Aries.
Yeah, she was the ram, and Auntie Vicky was the bull.
A Taurus.
Yeah.
Because Natasha's a Taurus.
Yeah. You know what Papa always used to say, that he had the most hard-headed women in his life.
Yep.
And he was absolutely true.
Yep. Sounds about right.
What's Brandon's favorite restaurant?
Oh, fuck. Carl's Jr.
You think so?
Absolutely, 100%.
See, I'm thinking either In-N-Out or Denny's.
No. He likes Denny's because that's where Papa took him. He likes In-N-Out because In-N-Out's the best. But Carl's Jr. is his favorite restaurant.
You think so?
Absolutely. 100%.
Okay, well, we're going to find out. How many pillows do you think he has on his bed?
1. He's a fucking psycho.
Yeah. Well, you drink your coffee cold, so you know.
Yeah, I don't understand why that upsets people.
Yeah. Okay. What reality TV show would he want to make an appearance on?
What reality TV show would he want to be appearance on?
Yeah. I'm thinking like some like slutty like Love Island or.
I was thinking like Naked and Afraid.
You know, Barbu used to watch that.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. That's weird.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that I was a little disturbed when I found out that. What's his nickname?
Guilo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to
Chinese for round eye.
Really?
Yeah, Guilo is. We heard it on Balls of Fury, and I forget the name of the actor, but he goes, "I did not teach Guilo," which is Chinese for round eye, apparently, or Mandarin or Cantonese for round eye. And I don't know. I don't speak Chinese, but
yeah,
it could be
that
Mandarin
forever.
or Cantonese. But yeah, I've been calling him that since he was about 10.
Yeah.
So round eye is his nickname.
Very cool.
Or Goober, but I don't really call him that. That's more.
Guilo is more like, as soon as you said it, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, Guilo is what I call him.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I really don't.
Yeah.
But he's been Guilo for like 30 years.
I don't think I've ever given either one of you a nickname.
Yeah. We were talking about Austin's. We were talking about Austin. Austin calls his girlfriend shoelace. No, hot dog.
No, she calls him the little hot dog.
Yeah, little hot dog.
He was calling her
Shoelace.
but he calls her shoelace because before it was like shithead.
Oh yeah.
And she's like, that's not a very good one, so he changed it to shoelace,
Okay.
which I think is really funny. What's his biggest accomplishment last week?
He posted that YouTube video.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and he did really good on it.
He did really well. He's got a lot. I was looking at it. He's got a lot of really good comments about it, which is good. It's, it's just weird because he spends so long working on these videos and like, hey, do you read any of your comments? Yeah, I don't know. I read.
I think I think that's like a fear factor thing.
Yeah, he's like afraid of like opening himself to criticism, and if he reads these comments, it's basically like, hey, this is your video, but they're all really good.
Yeah.
Have you read any of the comments?
I haven't. I know that. I try, truthfully, in all honesty, I try not to stalk his account too much because I don't want to be like putting any extra pressure on him.
Micromanage him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Because I remember like Barbu, like every time I would work for the Grapeline, first thing out of her mouth would be, like, how much money did you, how many tips did you get? And I'd be like, oh, if I didn't do well, I didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah. Like this one says, just came across this video, immediately subscribed. Hope you see more while I check out other videos of yours.
Oh, very cool.
They're really good comments, and I'm really proud of them. Worked really hard.
Yeah. So I thought it was a good accomplishment for him. Yeah. Would he get completely naked right now for $1,000?
That one's, dude, it's so weird because him and nudity he dances such a fickle dance. Because some days he's really open and I don't think he would. Really? I don't think he would. I think right now, if gun to his head, well, I think if you were like, get naked, he wouldn't do it because he's stubborn. Yeah. But I think if you were like, Brandon, don't get naked for $1,000, he'd be like, well, I'm going to get naked.
I think if somebody else asked him, then he absolutely
I don't know
would.
Because like for as long as we've been around and for as long as we've been hanging out with each other, I've never seen him get naked. Right. I've been naked 1,000 times in front of him, and I don't think I've ever seen him get completely stark naked.
Yeah, it's hard keeping clothes on you.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think he would.
See, I'm going to say yes, and
really?
we'll have to answer this.
I think no. I think for $1,000, like hypothetical, sure, but if he so and side note, when we ask him this, he was gonna be like, for $1,000, yeah, sure, and I'm gonna say, well, for $200, will you get naked? And I'm gonna hand him $200 and see if he gets naked. Yeah, I'm gonna call his bluff. Yeah. Would I have something? Mm-hmm. Is it a booger?
I think so. Other side.
Let me see. What do we got?
We got booger check.
No, it's like dried skin.
Oh, okay. So, I don't know.
I don't think you would.
Okay, well, I say yes. Yeah. Who's most willing to kill a spider, you, me, or Brandon?
I don't really enjoy killing spiders. I don't think you do either. I
No.
would reckon.
I get really
Brandon.
angry
I know
at them.
Brandon. You get angry.
Because it's like, you came into my house, now I have to get you out
Yeah.
of my house. And then when they like try to run from me,
Yeah.
it's like I try really hard to not kill them,
Yeah.
but sometimes they just force my hand.
Well, I know Brandon killed a spider a couple of days ago, and he said he felt really bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in his garage.
It was a black widow.
So they're not black widows. Genuinely,
He
don't
tried,
bite.
yeah, but he tried to,
He tried to look the other way. The black widow was like, "Here I am."
yeah, and then it would be like,
Do you know Natasha is afraid of mice?
really?
Yeah. So like when her cat brings in mice, she shuts down. Like her body just leaves her spirit leaves her body, and she has to have somebody come and get it out.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was on the phone with her the other day, and she had brought in what she thought was a mouse, but it was a bird, and she
Oh.
had to have her brother-in-law come and get it out.
Was it?
It was dead.
Was it? I was gonna say deceased.
Yeah, it was no longer living. But she was like, "Oh yeah, bird. Oh, I wish I would have known it was a bird. I could have done that. But if it was a mouse, it would be a game changer."
Yeah.
We were talking about it, and I think it's because of the tail and the fact that they're just like they crawl around and they're kind of dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, one time when we lived in Corona, when
Yeah.
y'all were little, our kitty cat, I was sitting there watching TV, and she goes walking by and had a gopher in her mouth.
Really?
And I'm like, "Oh my God, drop that." She's like, "Pff."
Yeah.
And then the gopher's like, "Okay, I'm
Peace.
done." Yeah. And I had to chase that damn thing all over my house to get it outside.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's when we had Brandy the boxer.
Yeah.
So she's like, "I'm on it, Mom."
Yeah.
I'm like, "No."
Yeah. If we thought this dog was high energy, a boxer would be insane.
Oh yeah, no. Brandy was a really good dog, though.
Yeah.
She was. I know after she had an issue with her esophagus, she had a collapsed esophagus.
Yeah.
So
What do you think that was from?
it was genetic.
Genetic. Yeah.
And so the doctor was like, because what was happening is she would eat and then she would aspirate on it. So she
Yeah.
was having like food pneumonia.
Yeah.
And he's like, the only way you can keep her is if you have like a special contraption. You have to feed her like standing up. And
Yeah.
I'm like, that's no quality of
I
life.
remember when you put her down.
Yeah.
I was with you.
The doctor actually called his wife.
Yeah.
And that was Dr. Whalen. Really cool guy. And his wife came to the office and sat with you and Brandon while we put her down.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember.
Mhm.
I remember sitting here with her, and then I remember you crying with us in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was a tough one. And I always tried to replace her.
Mhm.
And I could never find another boxer that fit.
There really wasn't. They're hard dogs.
They're really hard. They're very high
they're
maintenance.
high maintenance. They're really energetic. Like we think this one runs around a lot. A boxer would be insane.
I like the fact that she's so thick.
Yeah.
She's like, it's a lot of work.
When she
moving
runs,
this.
you hear her go. You're like all the air leaves her body.
Yeah.
'Cause she's so heavy.
Yeah. And then what was I going to say? I was going to say something, but I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, you know what? Because when we were actually looking for dogs,
Yeah.
the dog that I found most in shelters right now
Yeah.
are huskies.
Yeah, well, I think genuinely huskies aren't really. I think they're glorified, and I think when people get them, they realize they're not the greatest dogs because they're very vocal. They're really loud. I hear they're really hard to work with. They shed everywhere. They're very difficult.
Yeah, well, I think they're meant to like work. You know.
I don't know if they're working dogs.
Yeah, because they pull sleds.
I think there's other dogs that are better for sled pulling.
No, they're all huskies.
I don't think so.
I will bet you. I mean, it's kind of like getting like a cattle dog who
Yeah.
is absolutely just that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
And then getting a dog and be like, okay, you're going to sit in the house all day long.
There's really no dog that is bred to be a lazy, like sit around dog. I mean, older dogs, sure. But like, I mean, every dog needs some sort of stimulus.
Yeah.
You know, it says many huskies, especially Siberian huskies, are considered working dogs. Bullshit. And often are high energy. That makes sense.
You know, sometimes you're more like your brother than you think.
Me?
Yeah. Because I'd be like, hey, Brandon, do this. No. I'd be like, hey, this is a fact. You're like, no.
Oh, well, I'm a very skeptical person. When
Well-
Natasha will tell you too, like whenever she says something, I'm like, well, hold on, I'm Googling it.
Yeah.
I'm a very numbers driven person. Not
Yeah.
numbers driven. I'm a very like logical. I'm like Spock.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to ask you. I've seen where people, where if you like get your dog like a little backpack to wear on walks, it gives it almost like a purpose. Have you looked into that at all?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think it's because when the dog sees it, the dog knows, like it associates its backpack with like work, because dogs enjoy working. They enjoy some sort of stimulus, and yeah, they're absolutely like, go bananas for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that'd be really cool. She can carry her like food and water and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
for no particular reason.
No, just for the sake of her having her.
Or we could buy a monkey.
Yeah, monkeys are hard.
I know.
But some sort of stimulation would be fine for her. Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd be all for that. I just don't want to. I would like if we're gonna take her like hiking or something with a trail. I want to take her to a place where that's not super populated.
Oh, absolutely.
Where like where there's other dogs. Not to say that Indy might be violent, but you never know other people.
Yeah, because on Montserrat, nobody puts their dog on a leash.
Yeah, nobody picks up after their dog.
Nobody picks up after their dog, and their dog is like 100 yards ahead, and then they round the corner, and you have no idea what's going to happen with nobody there to. Yeah, no, I mean, and if we do take her for hikes, I am going to get her doggy shoes.
Yeah, well, we just have to plan more accordingly. We can't take her in the middle of August, like in the summer,
like I did with Liberty.
But if we plan it accordingly, like we do it more like in the evening or the morning, like really, really early in the morning, or like in the winter, that's perfectly fine.
Okay.
Because ideally too, like having her, hiking and stuff like that, it'll help her nails a lot too.
Yeah.
So her nails don't get super long.
Well, I'm definitely will be taking her for daily walks.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think it's all for it. I'm all for the backpack thing.
Okay.
She's going to be well taken care of.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think honestly too, the idea of Indy like doing things with her, I think also too is a really nice closure for us because we couldn't do a lot with Liberty. She was very the way in which she was brought up. She had a lot of anxiety when we'd put her in the car. Yeah. And she didn't really go for hikes like out in the wilderness. We took her on walks, sure, but like she was comfortable in this area. But that was
again in the later part of her life because when I was drinking, it's like I would take her for a walk, but it was a drunk walk and it was never fun.
Yeah. And so, I think maybe and that's another good thing with Indy is like we can kind of give her the life that we wish we could have given Liberty in her early stages,
Yeah. I mean, that's just the way I have to look at it and I have to go forward because it's like so much of my life it's like past driven that I just don't want to, continue that in every aspect.
Yeah. You don't want to continue the pattern.
No.
Yeah. That's understandable.
No. And it's just, to me, it's like so much of my life has been sad.
Yeah.
I don't want to choose sadness.
That's understandable. Yeah. I'm all for that.
Yeah.
I'm just putting in notes.
Choose happy.
No, just for future podcast ideas.
Be nice to mom.
No.
Next time you hug mom, use all your arms.
Can't do it. You're not Austin or Natasha. I can't.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to ask Austin to send me a picture of his, like a life-size picture of his face, and then I'm going to make a mask. I'm going to make an Austin mask, and then I'm going to be like, "Hey, hug me."
Wouldn't Natasha be easier because she's your height?
No, that's because no.
Okay.
Austin's I love Austin, but he's not. I want to be Austin.
Okay.
I mean, I have the tattoos.
You do have Natasha has tattoos.
Yeah. And then I'll make like a little gold tooth.
Yeah, I like that he's got gold teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. So, how are we doing?
Let's look. We can go for like another 2-3 minutes.
Okay. So, I'm super excited about going on our thrifting.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to go into it with the right attitude.
I will. Well, I'm going to go in there with an open mind. But like, what is here to buy? Because some of the coolest clothes I have came from the thrift store. Mm-hmm. Like my Marlboro smoker jacket, that came from the thrift store.
Yeah.
I have another really cool leather jacket that came from the thrift store. I remember back in the day, I was really excited about cutting shirts into tank tops. Mm-hmm. So I have a lot of like really ill-fitting muscle shirts. So I tried one on the other day and it looked terrible.
Is it too small or too big?
It just looked weird. I think, I've aged horribly since I bought that shirt. So it didn't work out.
You do have a lot of clothes that you don't wear.
I know. I really shouldn't go through my closet and like revamp because right now my closet's a mess. I was telling Natasha I have to clear it out because I have to make room for my shoes. I have to put all my Doc Martens in the closet so the land shark doesn't shoe them. And there really is a lot of clothes I don't use, and I think I hold on to them just for like, I might use them one day. And I think that I just need to get rid of that thought and just either use it or lose it. Well,
the whole philosophy is that if you haven't worn it in the last 6 months, chances are you aren't going to wear it. Yeah. Unless it's like a specialty item.
Yeah, there's some there's one shirt just off the top of my mind. It's the one that you and Papa got me when you went whale watching.
Oh yeah, the lifeguard one.
I remember this one time, Frankie, my ex-girlfriend, sprayed silly string on me while I was wearing that shirt, and it stained that shirt, and I was so upset that she didn't do it on purpose, sure, but I remember just being really upset that she had stained the shirt that my grandfather got.
Yeah.
Because Papa never got us gifts. You know, I couldn't tell you another gift that he got me, but that shirt was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And it really meant a lot to me, and she stained it, and I got really upset. And then there's also like the shirt from the campsite at Yosemite that you and Brandon refused to stay at.
Oh yeah,
Oakhurst.
Yeah.
Oakhurst campground. Yeah. So like little things like that, but like there's a bunch of other shirts I don't wear.
Yeah.
I can absolutely get rid of.
Yeah, because I know that when you were picking clothes for England, I'm like, what about this one? You're like, doesn't fit. Doesn't fit.
Don't like it. There's a lot of button ups that don't fit me anymore either, because I'd grown, or when I worked out, they don't fit me anymore. That fits skinny Robert. This is muscle Robert's a little wider. Yeah, and you know what? And it was really cool. It's like, and that's one of the reasons I love thrifting so much, is because I can build just such a unique wardrobe. Yeah.
And I think that you're going to be able to find yourself some really cool vintage stuff to incorporate with, with whatever style you have now.
Yeah. And you know what I'd like to do is I'd like to have like maybe, because when I purchase clothes, I buy them with like a certain like category of style. I'd like to have like 3 or 4 different styles. Yeah. Because it's starting to get that way. Like I have casual, then I have a little bit more like, business casual, and then I have like fancy. I'd like to have a little bit more like casual clothing. Yeah. Like different styles of casual.
See, now, can I give you just an observation? Sure. Sometimes I see you buying really cool clothes and then you don't wear them.
Like, do you have an example?
Yeah, like those Levi pants that you took to England.
Yeah, I just haven't. They're at the cleaners right now.
Okay. Yeah. No, but I'm just saying, it's like sometimes I do see you be like, you know what, I'm going to buy all this cool stuff. Yeah. And then you kind of keep yourself stuck into like a t-shirt and Levi's.
Well, right now it's comfortable. And also too, like it's not that we have like a whole lot of reason to leave the house, but when I leave the house, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. We're just going to the grocery store. I don't feel like I need to get dressed up fancy. But like when I'm in England and stuff, like I usually look really, really nice.
Yeah, no, and it's no like knock or to you or anything. Sure. I'm just saying, it's like sometimes I know I'll catch myself just buying some really awesome clothes and then I never wear them. Sure. And I'm like, why do I have these? Do I have these?
Yeah, no, I'll definitely start going thrifting with you, because I think there are a lot of really cool. You know, what my favorite kind of shirts are the ones where it's like Johnson Family Vacation, 1998 to 1999. Yeah, those are my favorite shirts. Yeah, and if they fit me, I'll wear the shit out of them. Yeah, maybe I will start going thrifting with you. Yeah, that sounds actually really fun.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all, and that's just the whole thing. It's like sometimes I'll spend an hour in the store, sometimes I'll spend 2, and then sometimes it will be 15 minutes. And there's just no right or wrong into how long you spend. It's just you go until you're done looking.
Yeah, I'll go with you. Yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah, and I love looking at the old records.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd do that with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yay! I have a thrifting partner,
when we won't, I won't be able to go really. I'll probably start going with you when we go to the Del Mar Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, once she gets a little bit older,
a little more comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that she's settling in really quick.
Oh yeah, because on Thursday she was like really shy, and we didn't even know if she could walk. We carried her everywhere.
Yeah, because literally the guy handed her to me, and we went straight to the car, and I'm like, I hope she can walk.
Yeah, we never really checked. Yeah. And then the first day she was kind of like checking things. She was like a little hesitant to walk inside. Yeah. The next day she gets more comfortable, and she loves going up and down my ramp.
I know, that's so funny.
Because I have a ramp, because I used to buy I had a ramp for Liberty, because she was getting too old to jump up my bed. My bed's rather high. And so she would walk up and down the ramp, and I just, kept it just because we figured this dog would use it too. And so she runs up the ramp, kind of does like a lap in my bed, and then gets on her belly and slides down. Yeah.
I got to get that on video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the future.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I just, it's so weird, because it's like with Liberty, we could come and go and didn't even think twice about it. And then we lose her. We could come and go and didn't think twice about it. And now I have to kind of reprogram myself.
Everything, like we have to everything's like cognitive. Like we have plants that are dangerous. We make sure our shoes aren't out, and, make sure this is away.
I am going to, when it cools off, I will take her places with me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I think the more familiar she gets with the outside world and being in a car, it's just going to be more comfortable for her. Yeah. If we hold off on it and then throw it in her car, she'll be like, well, this is new, I don't like it. Yeah. We just have to make sure she's comfortable being out and about.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because I want to get a cover for my seats, because I don't want her to accidentally chew on my leather.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah, which she's all teeth right now.
Yar. Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, she reminds me of those little things on Galaxy Quest.
Yeah.
Where,
Like
hi, I'm just sweet and innocent. Chomp, 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 chomp.
Rah, 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 rah.
Yeah.
But right now she's just, she's still learning. She's still like, hey, I've got all this energy, and then like I'm tired, and then like she doesn't really have a way of expressing her emotions other than chomp chomp. Yeah. So yeah, she's just learning. Yeah. She's just a puppy.
I mean, she's been sleeping now for about 20 minutes.
Yeah. No, I reckon she'll be out for the next couple of hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. So cool, Mom. Awesome. We'll tell them where to find us.
All right. Well, you can find me on all social medias as Gray Hair and Tattoos. Brandon is Don't Die Disco. He has TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. And Robert is Robert Pike on Instagram, and Sherbert on TikTok and YouTube. So we'd love to hear your comments. And until next time, we will see you then. Bye.